Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video I'm going to be sharing my experience with acne, what I've went through, and bringing you guys along the journey. It's definitely something that I still am dealing with today. Trying to achieve perfect skin, I think, is something that we all aim for, and it is definitely a journey, something that takes time. But I do want to get into a little bit of detail with my experience in today's video. I hope you guys stay tuned and I hope you guys enjoy. So I started having acne when I was about 16. That's when it more or less just started to really appear on my face, mostly around my cheek area. At that point in my life, I was kind of trying everything that I could. I was trying a lot of drugstore brands. I was doing a lot of natural remedies like the lemon, the egg yolk, the baking soda, banana peel, just a lot of things, and in the end, majority of it didn't necessarily make a big difference with my skin. A lot of the acne that I was having was located around my cheek area as well as my chin, and with those areas it usually comes down to hormonal acne. So I did at one stage also go vegan. I went vegan for 6 months in hopes that it would clear up my skin, because hormonal, it's kind of something that's happening inside your body. So I figured maybe if I eat a little bit healthier I would, you know, have clear skin. But it turns out that didn't really do much for me either. At that stage I was 16, I went vegan, I was trying a lot of different things. I would try it for about a month. Nothing seemed to really make a significant difference for me, so I started doing some research online. And online, when you're doing research for acne, there's so many different things that come up. There's so many different options, different brands claiming that they can get rid of your acne, and a lot of the time most of it didn't work for me. I also opted reaching out to friends and trying out their skincare routines, and even that didn't really work out for me. So after doing a little bit of research, I found this brand called ACNE.org, and it's basically like a 3-step skincare regimen that you do in the morning and at night, and you order it online. So I started doing that. Once I started using ACNE.org, that's where things started to finally change for me. My skin finally started to clear up. The scarring, redness, pigmentation, all that kind of stuff really started to clear up for me when I started using ACNE.org, and that was after about 3 to 4 weeks. So just remember, anytime you're trying any kind of skincare, it usually takes about 3 to 4 weeks for it to actually start showing some results. And after 2 months of using it, there was even more and more results for me, and that's when I started to notice a massive change. So I was really excited and I really loved using ACNE.org. I used it for about a year and a half, maybe even 2 years. And then it kind of became a bit of a chore for me, ordering it online, or I would run out of my cleanser and then have to order it online. By the time it would arrive, it would be like 3 weeks I haven't had my, you know, cleanser, moisturizer, all that kind of stuff. So it was a bit of a chore for me. For me personally, I just wanted something I could run to the drugstore and buy, something cheap, quick, easy. On top of that, the pricing's not too bad. There are more expensive high-end products, however it wasn't necessarily within the cheaper side of things. Okay, so I weighed out all the options and I was like, you know, I'm kind of tired of using this. It's been about a year and a half and my skin's looking pretty good. I'm gonna get off this and see how we go. I think it was a few months without using ACNE.org, maybe 5 to 6 months, and slowly but surely the acne started to reappear on my face. I was getting really frustrated and tired with just trying so many different products and going through the emotional and mental strain that you go through, like having to deal with anything that's bothering you when it comes to, you know, your skin and your face. So after trying all sorts of products, I ended up going to the doctors. I was like, let me just go to the doctors and see what the doctor has to say. So the doctor said before they take me to the dermatologist. How about we put you on the pill and give you some antibiotics and see whether or not that helps. So I got on some antibiotics and on the pill, and that didn't really work for me up until, again, probably a month or two. Then I slowly started to see a bit of a reduce in pimples. That worked for a few months, I'd say, but then my lifestyle choices, I was drinking a lot, partying a lot, wasn't eating very healthy, nor was I going to the gym at the time, which I think all played a part into my skin just kind of not having it. It wasn't as clear as it was when I was using acne.org. It wasn't as bad either, but it wasn't any good. I basically gave up at that stage. I was over it. I had tried so many different things. I'd gone on the pill and these antibiotics, and I was like, nothing's working for me. Like, I honestly give up on my skin. I don't even care anymore. Like, whatever, it is what it is. You know, this is just something I have to deal with, and hopefully in my 20s it's over with. I think about 2 years after taking the pill, I had stopped the antibiotics probably 3-4 months into taking the antibiotics, because I didn't see a significant change whilst I was taking them, and I really just preferred to steer away from any extra medication that I had to take, which funnily enough I ended up going on Accutane. So like I said, I think about 2 years of taking the pill and bad lifestyle choices, and you know, I had given up and all that kind of stuff. I'd reached a point where I was like, wow, like my scarring's gotten worse, the pimples are just constantly reoccurring, they keep coming back, and it's not lessening, and it's affecting me emotionally, mentally. I'm sure any of you guys who have struggled with your skin can relate to that. And it also drove me to really use makeup every single day, which I think was something as well that didn't really do me any good. So yeah, I think it was end of 2021. I was like, you know what, I'm in my 20s already, my skin's not gotten any better, and nothing's really working for me. So I'm gonna go to the dermatologist and see what they have to say. Maybe they have some products they can recommend, maybe there's something that'll work, because I'm genuinely just exhausted. So I went to the dermatologist. As soon as I got into the dermatologist's office, the first thing they recommended was Accutane. And Accutane was something I kind of steered away from. Like I said before, I didn't really want to be on any kind of medication, especially Accutane, just because it has a lot of negative side effects. It can affect your skin, your hair, it affects your liver, you can have birth defects. Yeah, so went to the dermatologist. They recommended I get onto Accutane. So I started my Accutane journey. I had to wait a few months actually. So I had to wait till early 2022 in February, March-ish to actually get my appointment organized and then get the pills prescribed. So that's about the time when I started taking Accutane. And it was a hell of an experience. It was hard because I had to give up drinking, and I had to maintain a good skincare routine because my skin was just getting extremely dry, and my lips were getting dry, my hands, everything was getting really dry. So I had to maintain a really good skincare routine. As well, I had to stay really hydrated, and no drinking was allowed. So all this kind of stuff impacted me mentally, and I think affected my hormones a little bit as well. So I did go through a bit of emotional roller coaster whilst I was on Accutane. So I was prescribed Accutane for about 6 months, went back into the dermatologist and I told them, look, my skin's good, however, it's not to the level I'd want it to be at. So they told me to take it for another 3 months and see how I go. I ended up taking it for 2 months, and then I kind of got over it as well. I was taking it for 8 months at that point. I was tired of having to remember to take my tablets every day. I also just didn't want to take these tablets for too long because of all the side effects. I started getting a little bit concerned. So I was like, you know what, it's done what it needed to do. Let's do this another way. Let's see what else we can do to enhance my skin and make it look better. So after Accutane, I basically just decided to keep my skin regimen really simple, and it's just the CeraVe cleanser and moisturizer, and then I also added in my CeraVe hyaluronic serum. So I started using those 3 products. I still use them today. They do a pretty good job at cleaning my skin, moisturizing my skin, all that basic stuff. However, there's not anything dramatic that these products do for me in terms of really clearing up my skin and making a big difference. They're just your standard cleanser and moisturizer. They get the job done. They don't cause any breakouts. They're good overall. So I think until this year I decided, okay, what else can I do to clean my skin? Because at this point in time, at the beginning of this year, my skin was looking good. There was no major breakouts. It was fairly clear. The only unfortunate thing left was the scarring, which is, I know a lot of us have to deal with the scarring, and it's one of the worst parts when it comes to acne, because you can get rid of your acne, but those scars are there for a very long time. I started looking online trying to find how can I get rid of acne scarring, and the main thing that kept coming up was skin needling. And I'd never tried it before. I kind of wanted to stay away from it previously because I did have a lot of active pimples on my face, and I didn't want to kind of irritate them, make them worse, anything like that. But at this stage I didn't have any active pimples, and it was mainly just scarring. So I was like, this is the perfect time to try some skin needling and see how we go. So I did do, so far up until today, I think I've done 4 to 5 skin needling sessions. I think you've got to do 6 in order for it to really make that significant difference. In my last skin needling session, I definitely saw the biggest difference. My pores have shrunk tremendously, and I have such huge pores. Like the T-zone area, my blackheads, all that kind of stuff, definitely noticeable, but the skin needling reduced that drastically for me. As well, it helped brighten my skin, and it helped lighten up the scarring, which was amazing as well. So I definitely saw an enhancement from doing skin needling. However, if you can't see already, I do have leftover scarring on my cheeks, and it's not significant, but it's definitely noticeable to me, and it's something I'm still working towards today, trying to fix and, you know, create that tight, glossy, beautiful skin look that we all aim for. So I will be going and doing another skin needling session in the next few weeks. I'll just take you guys along the journey, the recovery journey, all that kind of stuff, keep you guys posted on how that goes. And then I also might do some tightening treatments as well to try really tighten up that loose skin that's kind of been created from the scarring, because my skin's not exactly where I want it to be, but I understand that it's a journey, and I've gone through all these years, through the ups and downs, through the trials and errors. So look, I'm up for it. I'm here to keep growing and learning and loving my skin. It's been it's been pretty bad in the past. It's something that affected me emotionally a lot. Your face is something you look at every day, and it's something you just want to love and you want to be proud of. And I was struggling a lot with being confident in myself in the past 6 years or so, because yeah, I would just wear makeup every day to cover it up and pretend it wasn't there, because it was just really affecting me, and I hated it. Especially when you try so many different things and nothing is really working out for you. It's an absolute battle. But yeah, I just wanted to give you guys an update, let you know what I went through in terms of my skin, what I'm doing now, how I got it to this stage. So these main things, I would say, created a significant change in my skin. It wasn't a particular product, it wasn't some natural remedy, it wasn't anything. It had to be the hard way. Unfortunately for me, it had to be the hard way. It had to be getting on those meds, paying the money to do skin needling. It really had to be, and I'm still not even where I would love to be. If you guys have any recommendations, or you guys have any further knowledge on what helps your skin, how to get rid of scarring and tighten your skin, please let me know. I do want to add retinol into my skin regimen as well. I did used to use it previously, but I stopped because I don't like having too many products in my skincare routine. I also think that that can be a bit of a backlash as well. But I do want to get onto retinol again and add that into my routine. Yeah, it's been a journey. I want you guys to come along on the journey with me. I want to be open and vulnerable with this experience because it's a hard thing to deal with, and not all of us have perfect skin, and it's not easy to get perfect skin either. Sometimes, you know, it comes down to genes, it comes down to hormones, and those are things you can't necessarily control. So I hope you guys know that there are people just like you going through this kind of stuff. I'm here for you. We can go through this together. And I did come from, it all started from somewhere, and it started from a place of real struggle. And I would love to get into more detail on this topic and further update you guys on my entire journey. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, sharing my experience on what I went through and how I got to the skin that I have today. I'm looking forward to being more open about my struggles and things I've gone through, because I know for a fact 16-year-old me would have loved to see a real raw, honest video expressing the struggles that they had to go through to get to where they are. So yeah, I'll catch you guys in my next video, and thank you so much for watching.